Greetings. Let's do this. Okay. Trying to set up other things while I'm here with y'all. Greetings. I am just getting Instagram in on the chat. There we go. How y'all doing? Okay. Greetings. This is Iyanda Siraj, the Eclectic High Priestess, and I am here with your direct contact messages. The direct contact messages are when I allow my mediumship and psychic abilities to work for me. So, and using the cards basically kind of just to support, okay? And to help clarify whatever is not making sense for me, right? All right, so greetings, y'all. So, like I said, psychic messages for today. What I got was, you are special. Peace, everybody, peace. You are special. And people know you're special. Friends know you're special. Those who may not call themselves friends know you're special. But this is the thing. I was watching, actually I was scrolling YouTube and I ran across this clip. It was supposed to be a compilation, but it wasn't really. It was just a few scenes from an episode of Martin. And in this episode, it was Shanae and Gina and Pam and whatever Shanae's friend was, I don't remember. But Gina and Pam were about to try to join this club, okay? And it was for business women. And they basically tried to almost shade Shanae, and I think the other girl's name was Laquita. So they tried to shade Shanae and Laquita, okay? And told them that this wasn't the type of club for them, right? And when Shanae them showed up at the event anyway, Gina and Pam were embarrassed by them. And so basically tried to make it seem like, oh, no, we don't really, like, we know them, but, we know that that's not the type of business that they're not the type of people that are supposed to be in this club. So while they were trying to position themselves to look like the best fit and be chosen and to join this club, they were kind of shading Shanae. And the thing about it was, Shanae was the only business owner of the group, right? So you got people who work for other people, women who work for other people joining together to take down or belittle someone who actually fits the requirements of the group, right? Okay, so then this is what's happening. Somebody, some group, somewhere is attempting to keep you out of a group, keep you out of some type of network, okay? Keep you out of a club even, like I'm hearing too. And the thing is, you're more qualified to be in the club than they are. That doesn't say that they're not qualified. The crazy thing is that you're just going to go and you're going to be yourself, and your authentic self is what's going to make you the best fit for the club. And it's funny too, because we see it every day. We see people, practitioners, teachers, leaders, mentors. We see them every day pushing out this feel-good information, pushing out, all this good stuff. And the question of it is like, for some people, of course, not everybody, the question of it is, how much of that is authentic, and how much more reach would they have if they really shared their authentic selves with the groups or the people that they're attempting to mentor, influence, whatever the case may be. Right? So we're just going to look into this real quick and figure out if there's anything other significance that needs to be added to it. But the message is very direct and clear. Stand in who you are. There's no need for you to try to fit into a mold of a certain group or things like that. Some people are literally, the phrase I'm hearing is set aside. And what I really mean is that some people are intentionally placed outside of the lines of certain groups. All right. And this can be from the people in the group or people who don't, want that person to be a part of the group, but it could be higher powers. So you are set aside or set outside of this circle, and you can still accomplish what you set out to accomplish and so much more. Inside the circle, you can do it. Outside the circle, you can do it. Crossing the circles, you can do it. It doesn't matter. So it's interesting to me because sometimes you'll find competition from the most unlikely places. That's the message that just came through and interrupted what I was trying to say. You're going to find competition from the most unlikely places. Okay. And the way you have to deal with this kind of competition is not because, I feel a need to say sometimes it's not even hate. You know what I'm saying? I put on my Instagram today. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me, the Eclectic High Priestess, or Iyanda Siraj now, because that Eclectic High Priestess thing was kind of difficult. But anyway, Iyanda Siraj on Instagram, Iyanda Siraj on YouTube if you're on Instagram right now. But yeah, so the message that I put up today it said that, envy will manifest physically. Every thought of envy that you have will manifest physically, and it'll either manifest as hate or as inspired action to explore your own potential. I'll say it again. Any envious thought that you have is going to manifest in the physical as hate or as inspired action to see what you are capable of. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with this phone, but anyway. So yeah, that's the message. It's like, I don't even know what I just said, so it's gone. All right. So we're gonna just kind of tap in and see what the galactic guides have for us, because I just love their macrocosm, microcosm energy. Everything that they're talking about on a planetary and universal level, it always applies to us down here on a very individual basis. Okay. So, a lot of times when people say that they don't believe in certain things, how can you not believe in it when it's happening over here and over here and it's happening right here, but you don't believe it? That's a weird energy. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. Okay, so today also I heard someone needs to hear, you are Neo. The matrix is your mind. The simulation is your everyday trials and experiences. Escape. That's get out. Unfortunately, Alyssa, I'm not answering questions about romance. I'm connected to some guides, and they don't really deal with romantic relationships and stuff like that. So if you want a relationship reading, or if you would like that question answered, email me. That's a good way. Email me and I'll pull a card or two for you. And I'm perfectly open to doing that. But these guys, they don't deal with our, I guess the word that I'm looking for is like our, like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like I wanted the word frivolous is coming up, but I know that's not the right word. But anyway, they kind of deal with us on a higher conscious level than just kind of like romantic connections or whatever. So, I'm hearing that I'm going to be doing a channeling soon on romance. So just, okay. All right. So just stay tuned. Thank you for your subscription. So I guess I'm going to be doing a channeling on love soon. Okay. You are Neo. The Matrix is your mind. The simulation is your everyday experiences and trials. Escape. Escape. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to see what fell out down here. Yeah, I'm having a hard time today. Yes, escape. Okay. Okay, I'm also hearing save yourself, save humanity. Save yourself, save humanity. Someone, hey Lori, so good to see you. Let's see. Cosmic midwifery. Okay, so this is saying that there is a certain level of mastery, a certain level of higher connectivity. I would even say like an expansiveness that is kind of birthing out right now. Anyone who comes across this video is a cosmic midwife. You have the ability to birth people into higher levels of conscious and awareness. And you're going to do this by first escaping your own matrix. When you escape your own matrix, then you can now be a forerunner in this game. Okay. There's waves. Remember, there's waves to these mundane. Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Our mundane things are not in this type of energy here. Thank you, sister. So yeah, you have the ability. You do it every day. Actually, I'm hearing you do it every day, and you just have to become more aware of it. Once you become more aware of how you birth people into these new consciousness and these new ways of thinking and feeling and existing, when you connect to how you're doing that already, then you will be escaping the matrix, because you'll realize that the way you help other people every day is not through you. You know what I'm saying? It's through spirit. Right? And once you realize that spirit is present, you won't be able to ignore and stay in the matrix. You won't be able to. If you try to, it will become hell and you will find your way out for sure. Okay. So I'm hearing that song. If you're going through hell, keep on going. Don't slow down. You might get out before the devil even knows you're there. So that's for someone. I don't know how it's tied to this, but that's for somebody. If you're going through it, keep on going. Don't give up. You can get out before the evil, before whatever's working against you even. Okay, so I'm hearing that there's something that you are afraid to share, something that you're afraid to put out, something that you're afraid to really truly announce. And announcing it is the key to, or advertising it is the key to bringing in the success that you need. Okay, but you have a fear. You have a fear. Okay, they're saying that you can actually push this out. You know, actually, I'm hearing the devil is looking the other way right now. So whatever this thing is that you're trying to birth, the devil is looking the other way, so you can get it out right now. I also feel like for some of you, you have entered some type of pact or agreement with your spirit guides or with your environment, I guess, to adopt something and make it a part of your life. Okay. It's the common ground card is here. So it's saying that you have made some type of commitment to bring some type of energy in and to assimilate it, to integrate it into your daily life. Okay, Instagram. If you guys want to continue following, I'm going to jump off Instagram and I want to send you guys over to YouTube, Iyanda Siraj. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a taste of what we're doing over there now. So go follow. Thank you guys. Someone told me I'm an intuitive artist. I've been worried to advertise it. Yes. Okay. Intuitive art. That's what art is. First of all, anytime art feels forced, it's really just your ego creating it. All right. And so then that's when you will have that energy of, oh, it needs to sell, or, oh, it needs to look a certain way, or, oh, it's this. It'll create a lot of anxiety. You will know that you're creating intuitively when there's flow. You're not concerned too much about the outcome. You might have a direction or inspiration, but the outcome is you're leaving it up to spirit. That's how you know your intuition is leading the process. Okay. So you are an intuitive artist. We've been talking for months now, and it's been meant for you to flow, for you to trust what you're creating more, for you to actually create more. Okay. In order to do that, you have to clear your space and get into that meditative place where you can become that conduit for spirit. You can't be the conduit for spirit when you're, burdened. when you're burdened. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to end the live on Insta. Join me guys over on YouTube. Peace. Okay. Wait, dang, it didn't even close. Okay, there we go. Um, I'm home. It's a lot of work, y'all. Just posted. I don't care. All right, so yeah, that's the common ground. Whatever this thing is that you said that you needed to integrate into your life, and I feel like that might be this sister here. Like if you've been told that you are an intuitive creative, then you are told that you need to integrate art in your intuitive practice. Like you need to create an intuitive practice that allows you to translate some of these spiritual messages and feelings that you're having. So making that an everyday part of your life. So this could, for some people, on the just like a routine, like your daily routine. But I also feel that this is an actual like practice, like some type of ritual that you're gonna do every day, something like that. It could be some type of practice as well. So I'm hearing that too. We have saving humanity here with the past. Okay, so this is about conserving and managing your energy properly. I feel like that message is speaking to someone who does have the savior mentality. And a lot of times when we begin to hear that we are healers or that we have healing capacity, we want to jump into action and become like super saver ho. and and we often get pulled into a lot of different energies that are not beneficial for us. Okay, so this is talking about the past energy of wanting to save humanity, wanting to be needed, wanting to be helpful, and no shade to wanting to be helpful, but there is a message here about understanding that you're already helpful every single day. Right? I want a break from saving. Exactly. I'm see. I knew it was a big energy, the saving energy. And actually, me and my sister have been talking about this. Because when you decide that you're going to save someone, instead of that person deciding, hey, I want to be saved, that's exhausting. And I'm just gonna say it just like that. It's exhausting. And you may make it through that first person, that second person, that fifth person. But bro, 7, 8, 9 people who you have to kind of force into a process, that's not the way life was intended for us to live, honestly. Some of us have that direct kind of like we're supposed to just focus on people and we're supposed to just give everything we can. Some of us have that mission. Other people have the mission of going through their own life, and as people make their way to them, they offer healing to them. You hold space, right? So instead of saving humanity, we're going to hold space for anybody who seeks healing. Okay. And when you let somebody seek healing, they don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Exactly. That's it right there. So this is all a part of just managing your energy. And I feel like it's a pitfall we all fall into. Like, I feel like we all get to that place. I mean, even as in normal life, even if you're not a healer, if you don't put yourself into that category, but if you're a teacher, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're any of these things, you may be put into positions, or you might be thinking like, oh, I want to do this and I want to give here and I want to do that. Honorable and very noble, right? And I want you to do what you can within reason, right? But just know that even if you did nothing but show up to work every day and did it and smiled and did your job well, you're doing it. And this actually topic takes me back because it just makes me think of times where I didn't realize who I was and what I was doing in the moment. When I was on active duty, I worked in a take care of you. That's the fact. Like, let's take care of you. I worked in a command center, and okay, did I say I was in the military? Yeah. So when I was in the military, I worked in the command center, and specifically when I was in Germany, I worked in a work center with like a whole lot of men, aircraft maintenance, passenger terminal, or ATOC or whatever, and then medevac. So it was tons of men in there, and there was something about me though, because I would walk in and it didn't matter, man, woman, general, airman, it didn't really matter, because when I walked in the room, you was about to get a hug, and you was gonna hug me, and you wasn't gonna fuss about it. You know what I'm saying? You was just gonna do it. And so I remember some of the most uncomfortable people in the beginning. There was this one maintenance dude, and he what was his name? Master Sergeant somebody. But he was just so serious all the time. And every now and then you would watch him and he would crack a laugh back with his maintenance folks or whatever, with his troops and stuff. But he was just so serious. And every time he came in there, I would walk up to him to get a hug. All right. So for like the first 2 months, it was awkward because he was just like, and you could tell he was friendly, but he was just like, hey, we're in uniform. This is inappropriate. And he was looking at me and could tell that I was like, I don't give a shit. So it took about 2.5 months, 3 months. And then I'm telling you, when that master sergeant would see me, he would literally lift me up off my feet. One time, him and his wife and his kids were in the grocery store. He saw me in the BX and or the commissary, and he picked me up and swung me around so crazy that I was looking at his wife like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what that looks like to you, but I promise it's innocent. I share all that to say, even then, I was being myself, and it was bringing light. It was loosening people up. It was letting people say, yeah, man, we up here in the military. We got to wear this uniform and we got to maintain our bearing. But we also here for 13 hours with each other every day. So can we at least act like we like each other, or can we like be human? You know what I'm saying? Because we literally spend more time with each other than we do with our own kids. So can we act like we love each other or something? So anyway, I just shared that because then there was a time when I was in more flow. I was more, I think I spoke about this in the last channeling, where when did you become a container? Like, when did you change from just being a natural yourself healer and then turn into a container for people's stuff? And the answer to that question was the moment you thought that being a healer looked a certain way, and that it came with certain requirements for allowing people to access you and things like that. That's when, that moment right there, when you was like, oh, I'm a healer, so I have to be available. For what? For spirit. I mean, you gotta be available for spirit. And when spirit moves you, gonna move, right? Okay, seduction and addiction. Yeah, I feel like that's talking to a lot of people who do have that addiction to being needed, to validation, to allowing like what they do in life to be a validation of their existence. Okay. First of all, your existence was validated when you made it through your mama's portal. Okay. Your existence was validated the moment you made it through your mama's portal. That was the validation that you was here for a reason, that you were created for a reason, because you made it through. Not to say that babies who don't see, look, graduation. See, you made it through. Your purpose was actualized the moment you came through. You just had to come to develop, grow so that you could meet it. Okay. All right. Graduation. This is talking about a reincarnation. Graduation is talking about a reincarnation. Leaving home. Yeah. Leaving home. What's this? Graduation, relocate. Because it is speaking to me very reincarnating, like graduate one existence to have another existence. That's what it feels like. What is a graduation here? What are we talking about? Star seeds. I mean, this is my galactic heritage deck. So yeah, if you are okay, so actually the graduation card is an earth. It's earth. So that would make sense that you've graduated earth school, or maybe you've completed some contract. Okay, you have completed some contract, or your mission has been activated and you are now actively in it, like actively walking in your starseed mission. The lineages that I have here are Sirius, Andromeda, Orion, Arcturus, and some of you are hybrids like a mug. Some of you Some of you are here to master polarity, um, dark, light, integration, right? And then look, I said graduation, and then it said, what did I say? It said leaving home, and the house card came up, belonging, roots. So yeah, this is talking about somebody's galactic heritage. If you have questions about your galactic heritage, we could explore that a little bit. We could explore that. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm here in Earth School. Somebody has learned their lessons that they came to learn, or has become the teacher that they were meant to become. Ashe. Ashe. The fluidity card is here too, and it's energy of Andromeda. This is deep. I just received something that said I was Andromedan. Yeah. Since there's a connection, I'll just go ahead and read what they say for this card specifically. Fluidity, Andromeda. If you've been running across information that leads you to a certain heritage, that's good. I would say too, if you feel like that you've been getting connections to multiple, that would be the indication that you're somewhat of a hybrid, or that you are, hey, greetings, somewhat of a hybrid, or that you are a like a nomad, like a galactic nomad. I have a channeling that I did on that. It's a poem. It's a but I'm a nomad of the galaxy. My soul's a nomad of the galaxy. I don't remember the lyrics before it, but anyway. So some of you could be a nomad, meaning that you've lived existences in multiple galaxies or star systems, and then some of you. Okay, so the reincarnation energy says that, yeah, you came here from another existence. You came here from another planet, another star system. Like, this is not your first star seed agenda, mission, whatever, right? Something like that. Okay, so fluidity. The nature of consciousness is to be fluid, to flow with the natural currents of the universe. But life in a physical body often causes us to be rigid, whether in beliefs, actions, or emotions. Andromedan consciousness is very fluid also. You know how to be this way innately as well. Take some time every day to connect with the Andromeda energy and practice going with the flow. See how your life changes when you don't try to control your reality. This isn't about becoming a victim. Let yourself surf the universal energy instead of trying to control it. See what happens. Yeah, see, I said somebody was making a pact. Somebody was making a pact, and this is your pact. The pact is that you want to connect deeper with your guides, with your lineage, and things like that. See, something wanted me to say that this was about your family here on Earth, but it is. But what I'm hearing is that you're going to realize that one of two things. Okay, I don't know which way it's going to go for y'all, but that you are very much human in this experience. We know that, right? And that there are real life alien entities that you share your life with, like your parents or your siblings. Okay, so that's something there. You will realize that. Okay, so there's a group. Let's see if I got this deck anywhere close. There's a group, and I can't really think of the name of them, but they wear their hair blonde. They're very much physically body conscious. Their bodies are very shapely and muscular and put together is what I'm trying to say. They have very nice butts, like everything is just like there. Even the picture that I saw of them, the men, like it was like very accentuated, like their packages, like it's like everything is like thebomb.com. And they wear their hair blonde, like they had, the women even have short hair and they wear it blonde. But they're darker skinned. So they're not like grays. They would be like blue or something. They're darker skinned. Either way, I brought that up because I've been getting that hit every so often, because so my mom dyed her hair. My grandmother always wore her hair blonde and short, but my mom did too. A few years ago, in some type of exchange with my daughter's dad, he made a comment. He's very psychic and intuitive as well. He made a comment to me. He said, just don't dye your hair blonde. Pleiadian, it is Pleiadian. The Pleiadians do, but they tend to be a lot fair skinned, more fair skinned. In general, I'm sure that there's a range, but they do tend to be a little more fair skinned. These beings have like booty, like African booty, like. Okay, anyway, let me stop. Tiffany Haddish. This is why I brought this up, because Tiffany Haddish. What is the name? Rianne, can you help me with something? In this box right here, there is a deck of cards. It's the like ET Connect cards or something behind you, baby, in the box of cards. ET Connection or ET Contact cards. They're in like a black box that don't have any writing on the top. Blondie with a booty, yes. But yeah, so Tiffany Haddish, I was watching her today or yesterday, and she was on talking about how her Oculus broke, right? And the whole thing was really strange to me because she has been strange to me for a while. Like I've been watching her for a little while, and how she's been interacting with the world and stuff. And just like 2 weeks ago, I was watching her in an interview, and first of all, she's a walk-in. So I don't know what this is about, but I feel like she's a walk-in. Something has walked into her, a spirit or entity is in her, and she's now like working out that mission. Okay, she's a good body for it. I hear it because she is genuine. She's a genuine person. And she surrenders to the flow of things, to energies that want to work with her easily. She's good with that. But anyway, I saw her and she was like, my Oculus broke. I don't know if anybody saw that, but she literally cried like on the thing. And for me, she wasn't talking about the Oculus, the virtual reality thing. For me, she was telling me that there was something wrong with her crown or her Merkaba or her third eye or something. No. It's a little, okay, let me see. Give me just a second, y'all. It's okay, baby. It is somewhere. Girl, I done sent you over looking for this. I can't even find it. Oh, here it is. It said black, but it was white. Sorry, thanks. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find the name of this group because I really don't remember it. Okay, so if y'all say y'all had Andromedan, you have lived your life as an Andromedan, of course, right? That would be the one that pops up right there. So that was confirmation for whoever said that. A further confirmation if you needed it. Okay, so a hybrid presentation is when you realize that you have a parent that is an alien or a galactic being, and you were raised by them. Okay. Archons? No, not archons. That's kind of evil. Where are you at? Oh, I also feel like too, there's some memories that y'all have that ain't y'all's real memories. Because I just saw the screen memories card. So, make sure that you're checking in with yourself. See, look at that. The Pleiadian card. That's how I always see Pleiadians. Like very fair skinned. And they usually have they do have blonde hair, but they're usually very fair skinned when I see them. Prokions. Okay, and let me show y'all what I was talking about too, because look at that. The man has short blonde hair, the woman has short blonde hair, and even this fair skin but look at how they endowed them. What would it mean if I see like a galaxy in someone's eye? That they can time travel, or that you can. That you have some type of star map, and that you can, or they have the star map, and you can sense it, or they have something. They have a star map, or they have some directions that you might need. But you would know it instantly. Like you would know it instantly that you just received something. That's what I just heard. I was gonna read about these prokions. I hope I'm saying that right because I really don't know. And I turned right to the page. Look, spirit be playing. They do not be playing with us. Humans of Procyon are typical Lyran and Syrian in appearance and look like typical Earth humans with two major differences. Okay, now that makes so much sense because I did feel led. Like I was like, okay, so dye your hair blonde. Something about him saying that to me back then was just weird to me. So I think it was more like a fear tactic because he could be like a handler of mine. As a matter of fact, I think I just confirmed that. Like, yeah, he's definitely a handler. But anyway, okay, so appearance and look like typical Earth humans with two major differences. First, eyes are much larger and appear more alive. Color ranges through shades of blue, green, and brown. Two smaller ears are attached slightly lower on the head. I don't know if that really resonates. Anyway, second, the top and rear of the head is enlarged to accommodate a large brain capacity. Okay. Like Lyran Syrian humans, males are about 6 feet 6 inches to 7 foot 4 inches in height. Well-proportioned females are 6 foot 4 inches to almost 7 feet. Amphibian reptoid beings possess a lizard-like body covered with scaly skin. Bulgy brown, yellow, or red eyes are set apart from a very thin ridge-like nose that ends in two small slit-like nostrils. Characteristics. They are born leaders and have very individual personalities. They have a strong sense of responsibility, nurturing, and caring. They may find fulfillment in working with children. Those who are ill, oh my gosh, who's in here? Somebody. Yes, this speaks to somebody in there. They may find fulfillment in working with children, those who are ill or in need of care and support. Those from Procyon, I want to learn how to say it, like the Syrian, make loyal, trustworthy friends, but expect the same in return. They become hurt and disillusioned when these expectations are not met. They do not share their interpersonal self with others easily and may have difficulty sharing emotions and expressing feelings and needs. To be fully accepted and trusted as a close friend of a Syrian means that you have been carefully scrutinized. Procyons may become easily bored. They tend to analyze, question, and doubt all which they do not understand, does not meet their belief system, or simply does not feel right, although quite willing to learn, change, and grow. They say the psychic abilities that they have is telepathy is extremely common. Anyway, yeah. So that's actually something else. Anyway, so I'm just gonna say that for somebody. Yeah, Lori, I think that was you I was thinking about. I was like, somebody in here works with kids. Lori, because it was you and your husband, I believe. Yeah. So there's some confirmation for somebody. Yeah, you could totally be. You could, like I said, that hybrid energy is there. So a lot of these lineages did intermingle and they made hybrids. So there's a lot of different combinations out here. But also you could just have lived one lifetime or an existence as an Andromedan and then another as a Procyon. You feel like you're probably Procyon right now because that would be a version of us that can exist on Earth since we are coming in human bodies, right? So I feel like that would probably be like a current energy. And then the Andromedan energy is something that you carried from past lives. And of course you can still access that energy, or you wouldn't even been made aware that it was you, that's what you did in the past, right? So you are being told to access the energy and tap into it. Do you guys want to hear about the Andromedan energy? Y'all want to read that card to y'all? For somebody said they had contact in their sleep. I want to pull you a card. Somebody said they had contact in their sleep. Who was it? Lori said it, and somebody else. Lori and Lauren. Okay. And I'm hearing Laren. Okay. All right. So let's go Lori first. We were talking about this contact. The contact that she had in her dream space. Actually, Lori's wasn't in her dream space. Somebody came to her. So is there anything else you might have for her regarding what the message that she was given? Lauren had a dream. Altars. You may have DID and altars. This is talking about alternate versions of yourself, but also like copies of you. copies of you, energetic copies of you, or something like that. I feel like that's talking about altars. Yeah, and those altars are okay. From what it says, is altars are kind of the result. It's like a splitting of your psyche, the splitting of your psyche that happened because of a mind control tactics. If you've drawn this card, you may be a survivor of a mind control program, probably from a young age, and had severe trauma by negative ETs and the shadow government, such as the alphabet agencies. They use mind control, ritual abuse, drugs, and hypnosis to split your psyche into alters and cause you to have dissociative identity disorder. In this way, they can program different personalities to do their bidding. It can also happen as a result of a severe sexual trauma done to you as a child. Your mind deals with such trauma by locking it away in your subconscious, and the mind is split into different ages and personalities. Right. So this would talk about something like, alters. Your psyche being split would mean that you might have very distinct, of course, dissociative identity disorder would mean that um, um, you easily fold into different ways of being. Okay, so like you're not associated, you don't commit to associating yourself with any one type of energy, and not it's not conscious. It's kind of just like that's just how it works. I wish I could explain DID better, but that's kind of the case because you basically sometimes can't tell reality from, well, I'm going to say it the way that psychiatrists and psychologists look at it. So you basically can't tell reality from fantasy or from dreams or whatever. It's like it all kind of like blurs together for you. What is this deck? Michelle saw something very dope. Okay, Michelle, I'm gonna talk to you about that because I just saw something in my house. Two things. I saw a very tall thing. I didn't get to see it, but I saw it. And then just this morning, I saw something that had like red stripes. The shirt had red stripes, and it wasn't super tall, but whatever. The deck is the ET Experiencer Oracle deck, the Unimaginable. Yeah, that Pisces, yeah, definitely Pisces energy for sure. I feel like our altars is also Pisces energy because it's, some that dark side of Pisces energy, or the underdeveloped side of Pisces energy, can be delusional and psychotic. So when it's overstimulated or underdeveloped, right? Yeah, so ET Experiencer Oracle deck. I got this from Amazon. Some of us, I'm hearing that some of us are actually coming to visit you because you're ready. It's like I'm hearing something like you heard us. You heard us. So we came. That's very simple. You heard us, so we came. For me, it's feeling like some kind of beacon or something that went out, some type of signal that was put out, and it was like, you heard us, so here we are. Like we came to you because you heard us. Something. Okay, so with the tall beings, there's a couple different. Because I'm definitely feeling that could be procreons that are not in earth bodies, that may be still in Syrian form or Lyran form, could be visiting. I'm seeing tradition. I'm hearing tradition. So it's like they've been doing it. They've been seeing you or been visiting, and it's saying that we always visit you, but you heard us this time. Or so, okay, yeah. So that makes sense. We always come, and you heard us this time. That's dope because the Pisces energy means that a lot of us that you guys are mentioning, that means that a lot of us are conscious. Like a lot of us are more sensitive, more aware. Um, and I was talking about that. We were talking about when we were supposed to get our superpowers, and I feel like some of us did like actually get activated. Um, it activated something. It activated something, right? um, I like how I always come in here with my little earthbound channelings, and they be like hijacking the session. Okay, all right. So I'm hearing AI and DNA genetics. Well, I'm seeing AI and DNA genetics. AI says you may have had an encounter with artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. Okay. Also, there was a video that just went around, and it was showing the masks, the medical masks or whatever, um, with these microscopic nano parasites that are the implants that everybody's been afraid of. Um, the mark, right? So there is something to that, and I mean, I can't dive into it because I really, yes, I can. Apparently, I can because they said I can. So for some of you, metal, heavy metal detoxes or metal detoxes are going to be beneficial for you because it's going to help you um, purge some type of technology that's been in you for a little bit. I'm also hearing birth control. Somebody's birth control is okay, if you have like Mirena, like the copper thing or anything that's coppery, then there's some type of signal that you are emitting that's attracting something that's not good for you. Because copper is a conductor. Ooh, real parasites. Metal detox. Okay, Lori, yeah, there you go. The metal detox. Yeah, so they're saying that metal detox. If anybody is being getting messages to detox, that's the type of detox you're supposed to be doing, not any other like. We, of course, when we get the message that we need a detox, we think of the things that we think of normally. But if you've been getting a message to do that, then metal detox is what you're supposed to be doing, a heavy metal detox. Because some of us to just it's not that we believe heavily or we're fear with the mask and stuff. It's like that we're just doing what we can to not contribute to any further like mayhem or confusion or craziness. So we put on a mask when we can, when we feel like we should, within our own being. So this is a warning for some people who have kind of been like in that split of like, I'm not against the mask, of course. There's nothing wrong with it. But then the other side of you is saying, this is stupid. Why am I wearing this mask? For some of you who have been in that energy, it's saying that you could have been introduced to some of that technology while you were doing it. I think I need to go vegan again. When I was vegan, my eyes were clear, and now they're black dots again. The real parasites calcify the pineal gland. Yes, Lauren, great note. Thank you for adding that. I actually don't know anything about these parasites, so you're helping me so much. And I've been being called to go back vegan too, so that's actually a dope message. So thank you for that confirmation. To do that, you have special DNA. This is also the thing too. So have you I don't know if any of you guys have been seeing the abundance of movies that have been coming about specials, about special people, about people who have gifts, skills, psychic abilities, or whatever. There is one in particular. Okay, so one is Raising Dion. That's on Netflix. The thing is that he didn't necessarily have DNA, but he inherited his gifts from his dad, who was in some type of um, accident with the Northern Lights. So he inherited it. So I think that message is also talking about an inherited parasite. So some of you is from the mask, some of you is from your mom. when you came through the portal, you contracted this parasite. um, ritual abuse, ritual sexual abuse. Okay, hold on, wait. I think there's a card that says something like that in this deck. I think. Okay, they do have ritual abuse. Is there specifically about sexual abuse? So the ritual abuse is, if you drew this card, oh yeah, okay. If you drew this card, you may have had ritual abuse, ritual and sexually abused as a child or an adult. Ritual abuse is widespread. It has been going on for hundreds of years. It might be time to look into your own memories and release the trauma. Most people who have had ritual abuse are also part of the mind control and monarch programs. This is one of the methods used in the mind control and erasing of memories. No one wants to believe what they remember about the ritual sacrifices that they have seen. Yeah, they woke. She woke. Maisha Johnston woke. Okay. So yeah. Okay, this will come if you have. Okay, so not just that you've had your own sexual trauma in this lifetime. That's not the only qualification that I'm feeling like here. This is saying that even though you've had those experiences, there are other fears and visions and things that you have, and you attribute them to someone. Explain metal detox. Maybe that's what I needed. Please explain. Just Google it, love. It's going to help you detox. Michelle Lee, I think she's over here. Where's Michelle Lee is a good point of contact for that. Michelle, if you want to drop your email or something down there, she can help you understand a metal detox. Because that's kind of her specialty, is like detox and helping you to keep a chemical free or toxin free environment. So that would be dope if y'all want to connect with her. Okay, the metals detox. The metals detox is important though, because remember, you need a clear channel, and there are certain metals that will interfere or reflect the energies that you need to receive, the insights and things that you need to receive. So if you're having a hard time understanding the synchronicities that are popping up, that could be a reason, because you have a little bit of calcification that needs to be cleared up, and it can be helped with a metals detox, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Anything else from this deck, guys? Is there anything you want me to look into with this deck anymore? One more card. Let's see. The question about seeing a galaxy in somebody's eyes, that person. Okay. So, the last card, I asked if they wanted me to do one more card, and they gave me another card. It was the abduction card. You have had a fearful physical experience with ETs. And then on the bottom, it has Galactic Federation. It says that they're helping you. So for me, this is saying that if you have been afraid, or if you've had a certain experience and it was frightful, the Galactic Federation is now showing up. I mean, honestly, could be these beings that are showing up. You guys are going to have to help me understand, because the ones who have seen this being, if you have had an ill experience prior to that, then that makes sense, what I'm hearing right now, that you had some kind of weird experience, and then you kind of blocked out that reality, and now you are opened back up to it. Heavy metal, but there are a lot of accounts on IG. Send me a DM. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, so if you are someone who's had an experience that was a little frightening, that's why you're beginning to see them, because the fear is kind of dissipating now. You're becoming more open to contact again after that experience. Yeah. Oh my God, I've been talking to Galactic Federation. I had a dream about a being when I was little that I recently remembered. Yep, a lot of us who have I went down the rabbit hole, and it's connected to child sexual abuse, ritual, reptilian beings. Okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all my experience real quick, because for a little while I've been trying to accept the reality that like my experiences here were actually tied to other experiences. I would tell people growing up or as an adult, my young adult days, that I didn't understand how someone could be sexually abused so much by so many different people. In my When I was growing up, I was initially um, I remember my earliest memory of being sexually abused or touched and things like that was like fourth or fifth grade. That's the actual event, like remembering the event. But I was actually touched from about 5 years old until I was 13 or 14. And then I had multiple traumatic sexual experiences in my young adult, like my 20s. And then the last sexually traumatic event was when I was 26, and that was by the hands of my dad. So in my mind, I couldn't rationalize how so many abusers would be able to access me like that. And for so long, I was like, I wasn't angry with my mom. But when I got married, my ex-husband, he was angry because he was convinced that I was getting pimped out. He said, there's no way that all of that happened to you like that under the watch of your mom. Like, there's no way that she didn't allow it to happen. And that was actually one of the reasons that me and my ex-husband didn't survive our marriage, because I was really angry that he was trying to make me see my mom that way. You know what I'm saying? I was really angry that he was saying those things. And so as time went on, I started to realize that even if she was like an entity that was there and allowing certain things to happen, that it wasn't her. The mom that I had been seeing and that I knew, it was just that I only knew that. I was abused 5 to 18. I feel like this really speaks to those who it wasn't like just one person, like it happened, like across, like it's just like it just kept happening, and for me, I couldn't really understand. Like I went through counseling, I went through all these different things, and even in counseling, I remember I called my mom and I asked her, I asked her about the earliest experience, and I was just like, what happened? It was a family member, older cousin. And she was like, oh, well, he he was sexually abused by our other cousin. And so we just handled it like within the family or something like that. Right. And I'm just like, okay, but later on in life, and I'm just going to share it for informational purposes. I don't know whether it's true or not. Let me just make that clear. But later it was shared that that the reason it wasn't handled was because my mom had actually sexually abused that cousin. She told me that it was another male cousin that had abused this person. And then, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, that person was talking to me and was telling me, and I was telling him that, I never really held ill feelings towards him, that I went through certain periods of life where it was like a lot of emphasis was put on the situation with him, and that I had to like feel it, of course, but I had never had any negative feelings towards him. And we were sitting here talking about principalities and rulers of darkness in high places. And I was explaining to him why I didn't feel harmed, like feel anything negative. And I told him it was because my mom explained to me that you had been abused by such and such. One of our other cousins who has passed on now. And when I said that, he said, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. I know no man has ever done it. No, none of our cousins have ever. And I thought for a minute that he was just kind of like scared to say that a man had touched him. But when he followed it up with, your mom sexually abused me when we were growing up. And I was like, really? So you guys can imagine that in that moment, whether it was true or not, hearing it made me feel like I was sacrificed to save somebody else. I spoke to a subconscious specialist, and he said it's a part of an agenda to bring spirits into this realm, as children are the closest to source. Yes. I just disconnected from a group of people because when I first met with them, there was ceremony that they did for me, of course, but after they did the ceremony for me, there was a lot of emphasis on doing the ceremony for my youngest baby. And for whatever reason, that stood out to me as a red flag. So I I didn't allow them to do, of course, those rituals and things. It wasn't a real true life ritual, but it was like they wanted me to let her go through a type of initiation type of thing, and she's like 14 months. So I was like, no, I know nothing that I totally understand. I don't totally understand what I'm processing through right now. So I'm not gonna put my 1-year old into your hands and say, hey, do it to her too. No, like no. But yeah, so um I'll also say that, sexual energy is some of the most potent energy. Sexual energy and fear, sexual energy, innocence, and fear. Sexual energy, innocence, and fear. Some of the most powerful energies that people use, they try to harvest. Not try to, they do. They harvest it. That's why a lot of people are like, don't watch that stuff when they put it out on TV and don't da 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 da. They're saying it because they're thinking about obviously just the mental health aspect of it, but um on a highly spiritual level, it's absolutely poisonous and it's ritualistic in order to draw from you. Yeah, Michelle, like yes, yes, yes. I'm glad y'all, yeah, because if y'all where I talked about adrenochrome, yes, that's it right there. That's it. It's the same thing that they talk about when you hear stories that we don't necessarily believe sometimes. You hear stories of them sacrificing babies and drinking blood and all that stuff. Well, they need fear to be there. They need the adrenaline to be high. The adrenochrome is only beneficial to them if it has that higher potency of fear or whatever, innocence, whatever the combination or the concoction is, right? They need that higher saturation or that higher percentage of it, I guess. I don't know. This really, I'm telling you, I've been bringing it up, but this really speaks to about the Dark Crystal, the show, the Jim Henson show, the Dark Crystal. So if you haven't seen it, totally watch it. As that's what they did to them. There was 6 beasts or 6 of these beings, and they were a race, and it was just them. That's all. It was only them left. But they were able to come in and convince this whole fruitful society and lineage of people that they were in power. Okay, so I'm being told to point out that in the show, the reason that those beings were able to come in is because they distracted the community's overseer. They distracted the community's overseer by promises, by giving them promises of galactic wisdom and knowledge and all the answers of the universe. And so they put the overseer or the leader, who was a feminine, she was an old grandma, and they put her into this like thing where she could on this machine where she was able to explore the galaxies. Well, while she's out for years and years and years, she didn't realize that she was, but they put her under that spell. So while she's out this whole time, they take over her people and they put her people practically into slavery. They separate them into these different sects. They make them hate each other. So they have, they rank them in the society, saying, oh, the underground. I really don't know what they were. I'm gonna call them fairies, but they were definitely not fairies. The underground fairies are like this, and you should stay away from them, especially if you're a cave fairy. You'll get mixed in with their types, or if you were forest fairy. Like it was like this whole thing that they had created, the system of separation that they had created to keep them from uniting and overturning this 6 body government, right? The story goes in the show, they have this crystal that was being guarded, and it was this positive energy crystal. It kept good light. It was an amethyst from what I could tell. And it was like their life source, almost like a sun kind of. And when they put the overseer under, those beings had access to this crystal. Now their use of this crystal was to stay alive, was to what's the word when you don't ever die? Immortal. Was to become immortal. So they're using this crystal and they're drawing energy from this crystal. Now this crystal is full of the energy of the people of the community too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get a crystal, you have Gaia's energy. So that was the kind of the concept that they were following in that. And so once the crystal started to lose its energy, it just basically was dying out. It was losing its light and life. The beings decided that, or they found out somehow that the screams and the fear of these beings charged the crystal. So what they began to do was kidnap them and sit them in this chair, put them on this thing, frighten them, and then draw their essence out of them until they died. Yeah. So that's basically the same story of adrenochrome. It's supposed to keep people immortal. It's supposed to keep them in power. So, yeah, okay. There's so many different programs. If you guys are going to go get that deck, I really feel like if you've been having experiences, you probably should get it. If for nothing else than studying the information, because it's dope. Also, the Galactic Heritage cards that I use, this is also based on a book, and you can just buy the book if you're not really interested in the cards. They have the Prism of Lyra and Preparing for Contact are the two books. And it explores like all of the galactic heritage and things like that. So, and how to begin to connect more deeply. So whatever your medium, if you think the cards would be dope, because I like cards, I just feel like it helps me. Sometimes I don't like reading a book all the way through, but if I pull a card and I can kind of go read the meaning and connect with it that way. All right. So is that everything, guys? All right, I'm seeing this tree. What do you want me to talk about this tree? Okay, the roots. Tree just fell over. Okay, so something is okay. All right. 3. So 3 weeks, 3 months of consistent work, and the roots or the parasites will be removed. Because I feel like in addition to a heavy metal cleanse, whatever that practice is that you committed to continuing or starting, that's also being highlighted here. So it's saying that you may begin to see an improvement in about 3 weeks. And I feel like the implant will be completely removed, or see, it's funny because I just heard replaced. So somebody has some parasite, right, is actually blocking your ability to download or to have your galactic antenna installed, which I feel like is probably an issue here. Because I'm hearing connection without interference. So there's something there. So yeah, go do that cleanse, y'all. That's what I just keep hearing. So the tree, something is going to be pulled up by its root. Some zeolite. That's a crystal, guys. Is that a crystal? I think it's a crystal. The guy whose eyes I saw the galaxy in is the same guy who showed me the eye of providence with his hand, and then it burned onto me. Yeah. He knew. First of all, I didn't even look up the eye of providence. Saying, can somebody help me understand what that is? I guess I can look it up too. Because I never looked it up. It's on my notepad. Eye of providence was part of the 12 keepers of the eye, I think, that I saw when I looked it up that day. Oh, on the moon. Okay, I know. Okay, I do know what you're talking about. Okay, well, this is two. Okay, I'm hearing 2 messages with this. Somebody is abusing that. Yeah. So first of all, somebody's abusing that. They do have the gift to give people seeds of consciousness. This person has the ability to implant seeds of consciousness for people, but they sometimes their ego plays and they decide that they're going to use it for their own gain, and they like watching people. It's not necessarily negative, but they do like watching people, and so they use that eye of providence in order to remote view. which is the same thing that, if it's supposed to mean that the eyes of God are on you, or God is always watching you, or something like that, right? That's what they tell us it means, right? Who knows? But I heard evil eye. Sometimes it can be used as an evil eye, not just to send negative energy to you, but to just remote view even in your life every day. So somebody like that, somebody who experiences something like that or comes into contact with a person like that, it could be that you are or have been part of some type of those programs, like those programs, joint SSP program, or the soldiers. Because I know I have a past lifetime, or even in this lifetime, I don't know when it happened, but I was in the DUMBs, the underground military barracks, or the underground military bases, in the military. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I have a memory of that, of being tested for something, or being examined in a certain way. And it's taking me back to Raising Dion, the show. The little boy ended up getting kidnapped by this agency who was saying that they were just studying the happenings, but they were trying to, they was trying to capitalize on it. There's no other way to say it. They were trying to capitalize on it, right? So, okay. I feel like I'm done, y'all. I feel like that's it. Somebody need to. Okay, so one of the things that I agreed to do was to water my Rose of Jericho every day, because it's one of those plants that don't really need watering every day, but it drinks a lot of water. But I said that I never wanted to be thirsty, so I decided I'm going to water it every day. So there's a message for somebody. I don't know if you get some botanists out there, but there's a message about that. You don't ever want it to be thirsty. Okay, so I'm seeing somebody's ancestor altar. Okay, y'all not done. So I went from the galactic homies to somebody's ancestors. Okay. Somebody's ancestor altar is dry. They need water. They working hard, laboring hard. They need water. Okay. My energy changed. Can y'all see it? My energy just shifted, and I can feel it. But can y'all see that? So he's studying me then. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Many of us are being studied though, yeah. In that same way, some of the 3D reality has been trying to tell people, like, throwing out things like gang stalking and things like that. And it's real. Those things are real. But some of the gang stalking is not negative. For some of us, I'll just say it just like that. For some of us, we are very important, like VIP, like straight up. Just the lineage that we've come from, or the mission that we're on, or not to like high and mighty anybody, but it's like your experience is a very significant experience that they're wanting to gain knowledge and wisdom from. Because remember, when we come down here, we're still gaining knowledge and wisdom to send back, to our star lineages and things like that, to add to the collective consciousness, the galactic consciousness. So it's like we're not just here mastering lessons for our own soul. It's like, for the collective soul. So then we have people watching us. For some of you cats, like your cat, I saw a black cat, but if you don't have a black cat, then your cat in general is is a spy. Especially if, I know cats in general are drawn to like devices and things like that, but if you feel like your cat likes your Wi-Fi box or your laptop in a way that seems abnormal to you, that's why. Because that frequency, they're able to channel channel your experiences or reports of your experiences back to wherever they're reporting them back to. I feel hella tired, y'all. Something just happened. I don't really know what that was, but it doesn't feel negative. It just feels very kind of like peaceful, like I was levitating in my dream over a week ago, and you're wearing an outfit that we're all wearing, white, after we are on a ship in the ocean. I just heard shamanic journey. Yep, and all of us are having the same experience. Look at that. It's a collective experience that we're having. We're part of the same collective. Yeah, we've graduated, y'all. This is the graduation outfit. So you saw a scene of our graduation. I love it. I'm very specific. Ooh, did I just flash y'all? I'm sorry. I'm trying to edit that out if I did. It felt a little breezy when I came up. I'm sorry. Well, when I chose this outfit, it was interesting because I had just gotten out of the shower. I walked into one of my altars upstairs, and I used one of my self-love oil, my agape oil, and I literally okay, good. I like literally rubbed it all over, like down my legs, on my feet, on my shoulders. I rubbed it all on my womb, and then okay, good. And then I went and I decided that I was gonna put on this white garment and put my earrings on. And if y'all have been seeing the last couple channelings, I ain't put that much effort into it at all. So it's definitely something that you guys were meant to connect with. So thank you so much, Lauren, for sharing that with me. I actually, that song is coming to my mind now. I've just been started listening to this affirmation album, and he says, "Wake up in the morning and I celebrate. Say my prayers, then I meditate. Wake up in the morning, then I levitate. New asana." So it is talking about graduation. Yeah, he was talking about mastering your soul through asana yoga, and yeah, y'all, I'm hearing it. Nine. I keep telling y'all 9 is that number of mastery. So it's like y'all are all my reflections. We are reflecting one another, the progress that we're making, the realizations that we're having, the experiences that we're having. Have you guys watched the show, the OA? It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still there, but they called her the original angel. Mm-hmm. And how they each had a different dance move or part of the movement that they had to contribute. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, is that we're all in this thing, and then we all have these different pieces to contribute. Sound magic. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I just. And I just saw a plane like in the sky, drawing things, writing something. I was like, okay, I saw love. And I just saw time. Okay, so if you guys have been interested in the galactic calendar, for a while I did these galactic affirmations on my Instagram. And you can actually go to 13moon.com, I think it is, and you can check to see what your galactic affirmation is based on your birthday. It's going to give you a tribe and a kin number. It's also going to give you a tone of resonance, or a tone. If you guys need help with that, I can help you get it. But you can also get it from that website too. I can calculate it, but you can also go to that website. 13moon.com. It's talking about, okay, the reason I brought that up is because I saw time written in the sky, and the galactic calendar is based on 4th dimensional time, non-linear time. And These different dates are galactic portals in the calendar. I have the calendar, the print calendar upstairs, but you can order the print calendar too from the website. So if you guys want information or you want to feel more connected to this information, that website has that calendar too, so you can connect with it. They have each day you can go see what the affirmation is for that day, and by speaking that affirmation, you activate it. You activate that inside of you. Alchemy. All right. Okay, so 3 cards, that's it, and I'm gonna be done. So I have one here, so just give me 2 more and let's finish this, if that's okay with y'all. Y'all, I just started losing my hair too. This was another thing that's been driving me crazy because I've been having crazy crown chakra activations, like my crown tingles like all day, and then my hair started falling out at the top, and I'm just like, why? Like, what is that? And I'm thinking, is it nutrient? Is it nutrition? Is it something else? They said, but I got a clean bill of health when I went to the doctor. I went and had them do a whole panel of blood work and everything, and then everything came back normal. So, I don't know. Conservative attachments. Homing beacon. Okay, there you go. Oh my God, me too with the crown. Okay, are you talking about just the activations, like the tingling, or are you also losing hair? Because I need to know I'm not alone in that. Because if other people are experiencing that, then I can get my mind out of the 3D thing. Because I'm like, oh well, maybe I'm just losing my hair. Maybe it's because I have thinning hair anyway, so maybe it was just a thing. But who knows? I don't know really. Tingling. Okay. Yeah, the tingling is happening on a big scale for a lot of people. And you may not necessarily feel it like in the top of your head. You may like get tingling sensations in the upper half of your body, like in your face, and you even might have like throat chakra blockages, coughing or salivating a lot. You even nose runs, like your nose just starts running out of nowhere. All of those things we'll talk to you about the crown chakra activations, especially based on what gifts are unlocking. So like I have the ability, it's one of my lesser practiced ones, and it only shows up every now and then, but I can smell lower entities on people. It smells like rotting flesh. And I didn't know that that's what I was smelling, but initially I thought it was just that I kept bumping into people who had horribly bad breath. And I was just not understanding how they breath all smell like that. But it was the specific place that I was going to, and all of these people were in that same place. And so I connected the dots that it wasn't their breath. It was something else. And then when I did my research, there's a clair. Don't ask me what the old full word is, because I think it's like clairsilience or something like that. But it's the smelling of entities and having a strong smell sense of spirits. So then I get a lot of nose running. Like when my crown is activating, my nose will run because it's a connection to that gift. You might also, some people have like twitching or like eye watering and things like that because your psychic sight might be opening more. You might be clearing, like attachments, clearing perceptions so that your psychic sight can open more. And then the throat chakra, I was talking about having losing your voice, having a sore throat, having like that tightness in your chest or your throat. If you have it at the same time as the tingling, or you have it with the tingling, then it's indication that that's what's activating. If the tingling is felt past the top of your body and all throughout your body, you could totally be activating like clairsentience, where you feel stuff. Clairsentience. If you're mostly just having crown chakra activation, this is your claircognizance and your channeling ability. Most likely, those people with the throat chakra is channeling ability as well. But then it goes down your body. If you end up having solar plexus shakes or quakes, with this tingling, or, of course, if it's in your solar plexus shaking or tingling, or even having abdominal gastro inconsistencies and things like that in your womb area, then you are activating. Um, what was I saying? Oh, a generator. You're generating generator ability. How can one not be mind controlled after the psyche was split after being abused as a child? I would recognize the images that are not your images, and because when you have the psyche split, it'll come with a whole lot of false memories and things like that. So it's saying that, a lot of those things you have to kind of like stop yourself. And I'll tell you, yesterday it happened to me where I actually realized that I stopped a negative energy, or uh, whatever the mind control element was that was trying to take place the other day. 2 days ago, I was walking outside and had this vision of me being kidnapped and literally like murdered in the street. And my guides make it very clear to me that I'm protected, but that's something that it continues to come back through a lot. And so so what I did was, immediately I just like breathed through that thought, because I wanted to separate myself from it. And I know this sounds overly simple, but the first thing to battle it is to just become aware of when it's happening, so that you can consciously not receive it into your being. If you have altars in the way of like maybe like your inner child speaks to you in a fearful way and things like that, you need to start speaking back to the inner child, verbally speaking back to the inner child, or writing. I'm also hearing you really don't have to do a whole lot extra. You really don't have to do a lot of extra, because it's already been taken care of. That's what some of this work that's being done. Spiritual sovereignty, I'm hearing. See that card that just came out, spiritual sovereignty. You really don't have to worry about it too much, because you actually been taken care of. It's already happening. But that's a way that you can battle it. The thoughts and stuff, when they do come up down here, is to just kind of like stop and recognize it as like not real, as a projection. Because remember, I mean, I know even the sexual abuse that I experience is not the sexual abuse that I see when I'm looking at, when these images come through. They're not me. It's just like I'm put into the scene, and it's basically to keep that energy alive, that energy of fear, that energy of like sexual repression, if that's how it's affected you. So all these different things, it's just mental. However, it's manifest for you in your life. Those thought things, the split is what keeps it alive. And so the more and more you close the gap and say, okay, that's not me, that was me, that wasn't me, that was me, and then you close the gap of understanding, and the gap of understanding. Okay, you close the gap of understanding. The psyche may not ever be put back together. See, and that's what they're saying. The psyche may not come back together, but it's empowered in its splitness. It's empowered, like a bridge is gapped. A gap is bridged. Okay. I'm gonna read y'all spiritual sovereignty, and I'm gonna get out because my words are starting to slur, and I don't know like what that's about. So I'm gonna go do some cleansing and something, because it feels weird. Asani, spiritual sovereignty, parallel realities. Spiritual sovereignty is a place of complete balance. Okay, the graduation, spiritually sovereign, the white as well. And I told somebody in a live thing the other day that they needed to wear more white. Um, that information came to me when I was taking some initiatory steps in Ifa. They told me to the deity that was working with me was Obatala, and his color is white. So it's like, wear as much white as you can, keep your hair covered for white, blah 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 blah. What I realized was that message came from Obatala. He does have definitely helped me, but it wasn't just Obatala. Adudawa, Adudawa had a lot to do with the creation plane, the creation story. So this is coming something that's coming to you from before creation, not just not just. I hope that's making sense. So even it can come to you through different religions and traditions, the galactic information, because remember it's a higher level arc, it's a higher on the ladder. So it can use religion and tradition and school systems and government systems to enforce or to push the message or get something to you that needs to get to you. Okay. Anyway, one walks in integrity, has completed unfinished business, confronted and owned the shadow. Come on, confirmation that we graduated. I'm just going to start over. Spiritual sovereignty is a place of complete balance. One walks in integrity, has completed unfinished business, confronted and owned the shadow, recognizes illusion, and knows the self intimately without judgment. From here, the person becomes free to feel the flow of the universe that is called synchronicity. This is an essential Essasani teaching. Once you are firmly rooted in an open hearted life based on integrity and synchronicity, you become a fully realized being. This is a roadmap. Roadmap. This is a roadmap to awakening for individuals and Earth as a whole. If you haven't already, it is the time to begin the journey. How synchronistic that I decided to end with this one card. I'm just like, oh, I got like 8 cards up here, y'all. I got like 8 cards sitting over here, even though I said I was only gonna pull 3, and then that one came out and I said I was gonna read it. And here's what it says. The Essasani species is a hybrid of the human and the Zeta, and is a highly evolved species assisting Earth through its transition. Deep within the Essasani collective memory lie the healed lessons of the Zeta, Orion, and human species. Because these lessons were fully integrated, the outcome is a species of pristine consciousness, capable of non polarized thought and a catalyzing energy that propels others forward into their own process of integration. Y'all, I love y'all. I'm getting blown away by these channelings because no matter I'll say the things and not I'll say things will come through and they confirmed right here. This is why I'm enjoying using the cards as I begin to trust my mediumship and channeling abilities more, because these cards are the confirmation that the messages that are coming through are legit. That's just that piece for me. So I'm grateful for the confirmation and the validation. I'm sorry that I put that in there and I'm messing up the reading the message, but I'm going to get back to it. Here we go. Deep within the Essasani collective memory lie the healed lessons of the Zeta, Orion, and human species. Because these lessons were fully integrated, the outcome is a species of pristine consciousness, capable of non-polarized thought and a catalyzing energy that propels others forward into their own processes of integration. The concept of spiritual sovereignty is described well in the card text above, but it is often difficult for the mind to grasp. The human tendency is to think that something out there will bring us liberation or awakening, such as a specific meditation or process or having the right guru. But unless we clearly see the false self and refuse to live as that illusion, true spiritual freedom will elude us. The Essasani have broken through all illusion and achieved their spiritual sovereignty, and this potential is possible for humans as well. If you pull this card, it's most likely acknowledging your potential to do this too. This is a message of gentle encouragement to continue forward and to do what is necessary to awaken beyond illusion. Wow. Okay. So it says, conversely, the card may be a warning that your current path might not be leading you toward sovereignty, but toward further illusion. Be really truthful with yourself. Go deep within and open yourself to seeing what you need to see for your highest good. If you need assistance, call on the Essasani energy to guide you. I feel like that with the see, it's just so y'all, yeah, wow, right? Um, this is talking to, I feel like it's like correcting us about that cleanse. The cleanse is good. The heavy metals cleanse is good, but it's saying that sometimes we can get caught up in these processes or these shortcuts to consciousness. I feel like that's a big message here. And since I was talking about E5 before, I'm not shading African spirituality or any spiritual system or religion, but me and my teacher actually had many talks about that. Placebo, yeah. And me and him had many talks about that because to some extent, I just felt like, as someone who came out of Christianity, right? and who studied many other religions, it was presenting itself as not a religion, as not Christianity, as not any of those things. And the more I learned and the more I've come to know him, I realized that he was literally just a preacher in a church, and not to shade it, because I mean there's good preachers and there's good churches, but there was no separation, is what I'm saying. It was like what the card said, it was trying to lead me to further illusion and further dependence on some system or some entity, some being, some process. Our spiritual practices are very much useful, and they work when we apply them. But I don't think that we're supposed to be enslaved to these systems that are meant to help us be enlightened. So I say that with no disrespect to E5, because they've been blessing me good, okay? But there is an understanding that I'm coming to have, is that sometimes those things can lead us into further bondage. Some of these things can lead us into further bondage when we don't have the proper relationship with them. If our spiritual life is based on those systems rather than those systems helping our spiritual practice, then we can be slaves to it. We can become misguided and misdirected. The point that I'm putting out is that the mission is for us all to find God and to find and unite with God, right? And any system that puts itself between you and God is an illusion. And I'm going to say that. I felt like I was ungrounded when I was vegan and too sensitive. Yes, same. I felt like I'm going to, okay. All right. Okay, so here we go. We're going to keep talking. Because as soon as you said, they said, yes, it makes you docile. It makes you docile, you humans, being vegan. It makes y'all docile. So you have to be very careful about how you do it. And the reason the agenda for veganism is pushed so heavily is because it does weaken you. It does weaken you. It does make you more prone to interference. It makes you more sensitive, as you say. And you also need to know the understanding, Iyanda, that when you wear white, that also makes you more sensitive. In a good way, in a bad way. So you were right, Iyanda, when you told him that. Okay, it's a very pure color, but it also creates a pure channel, pure opening if you're not aware. Okay. So this is why people, okay, there's this one lady in particular that just came to mind, and she always wears black. And I remember somebody saying, they were kind of just making fun of her, and they were like, that's why she wears all that black, because she's a scaredy cat. They said she wears all that black because she's a scaredy cat. And I was like laughing about it. But then when I was thinking about wearing white, yes, it makes you a vessel, you're a clear vessel, but that means that you're also a bright, shining light. And what happens when lights turn on outside in the dark? The moths come, the beetles. Black hides your aura, repels against bad energy. Exactly. See, I mean, that makes sense, and I guess I would have pieced that together eventually, but I know it's protective, that's for sure. But the part about shielding your aura, I didn't really think about it, like, so that people can't read your aura and see who you are and what you're about and what powers you have and what you know and all your secrets. So yeah, okay. They said some of you are gonna need to replay this with your notepad. Some said some of you need to replay this with your notepad, and I'm gonna receive that. Replay it with your notepad in your pen. Okay. Thank y'all so much for trusting me to deliver those messages for y'all, and I said that and I thought y'all and y'all. Thank y'all so much. So yeah, just to share some stuff with y'all. Actually, I'll share some other time. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I'll be sending out some emails to those of you who are part of the mailing list already. So I'll be in touch. Peace. Ooh.